Let's see how you do under pressure. Oh, yeah, I've been wanting this forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better. Hey, yeah, ain't no errors, baby, it's a new era. I wake up early, feeling rich like I'm Kesha. I get to the paper, boy. Extra.
Yo, 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 what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? How are we doing out here today on this Tuesday? Happy Victory Tuesday. If you don't know what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen, news just broke. If you didn't hear the bell, then you do not know what's going on. But ladies and gentlemen, we are in for some massive breaking news coming in the world of the Arizona Cardinals. Do me a huge favor for the people that are just joining in. Smack up the like button. Do it for the algorithm. Appreciate you guys for coming in here, especially YouTube family. Appreciate y'all for being here. We got some breaking news. Mike Garafolo of NFL Network dropped this bomb on us a little earlier this morning, saying that Dennis Gardeck, edge player for the Arizona Cardinals, has suffered a torn ACL last night. Sources say tough loss for Arizona as a seventh-year veteran had 3 sacks, an interception, and a forced fumble in 7 games this season. So, we wanted to talk about Victory Monday. That's what we were going to talk about, and we're going to, right? We're going to celebrate. We're going to open up the phone lines. We're going to do what we do, but we got to talk about this here at the end of the day, right? Let me give a shout out here to the sponsors of the Arizona Sports Fan here on YouTube. If you're looking for a brand new sports book, I got you guys covered. BetUS is the way to go. Currently, right now, if you use promo code YouTube150, they will provide you with a 150% sign-up bonus on your first deposit and a 125% sign-up bonus on the following 2. That is going to be up to $2,000 by using promo code YouTube150. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Didn't want to talk about this. Didn't want to start off our Happy Victory Tuesday like this, but we got to address this. Mike Garafolo coming out saying that Dennis Gardeck tore his ACL last night. Now, we knew that Dennis Gardeck was injured, right? We heard Jonathan Gannon saying he has a knee. Obviously, he's got a knee, but that's the way he describes injuries. But now we're hearing this bombshell, and now we are in desperate need of an already desperate pass rushing core that we currently have. So, here's the question, right? Obviously, prayers up to Dennis Gardeck. Hopefully, nothing but a speedy recovery for him, and hopefully it all works out here at the end of the day. And I think, obviously, let's see what he can do in 2025 for the Cardinals. Very, very unfortunate news. But now we got to start thinking of what are the Cardinals going to do? Because right now, per the depth chart, with this big blow to the Cardinals not having Dennis Gardeck anymore, it is already giving us a level of pause. Like right now, I'm not even lying to you, ladies and gentlemen. The IR situation that we're dealing with right now, all the defensive linemen that are on IR right now including Dennis Gardeck, or I guess technically he's an outside linebacker, but still, right? He plays on the defensive line. It's astounding. It really is. Dennis Gardeck most likely going to put himself on, or he's going to find himself on IR. Darius Robinson, we're hoping that he's coming back soon, but still on IR. Justin Jones, free agent acquisition, IR. Bilal Nichols, free agent acquisition, IR. Bijo Ojulari, which is supposed to take the big jump for the Cardinals in the edge rushing group, on IR. Right now, with who we're left with in terms of edge rushers, right? Edge rushers, who are we left with right now? Zaven Collins, supposed to be our number 1 guy. I think currently right now still has 1 sack on the season. And I'm not, obviously he's still making some sort of impactful plays on, in the football field, but I don't know if I have the confidence in the world that Zaven Collins is going to be, the X factor that we're all kind of hoping for him to be, right? But that's Zaven. We also got Julian Aquara, former Lion, and then Victor Dimukeje. After them, or I'm sorry, also Xavier Thomas, the rookie. So, does this open up more opportunity for Xavier Thomas, the rookie? Yes, of course it does. But man, oh man, oh man, this is a big blow for the Cardinals. Dennis Gardeck was actually having a pretty good season for us, and he's 30 years old. He's 30 years old. He had one forced fumble, an interception, and 3 sacks, right? 17 solo tackles. Very, very unfortunate. But like I said before, hopefully for a speedy recovery. Now, what are the Cardinals going to do, right? I'm already seeing people in the chat already finding different solutions for the Cardinals and potentially what they can do. Yeah, I mean, we need to figure something out. I'm hoping Monty Ossenfort is going to be on the phone because the Cardinals just proved that we're still in this division race. With this win versus the Chargers, now granted, we're not the number 1 spot in the NFC West, but we're still the number 2 spot. So you got to be fighting for something here, right? We all know that this Cardinals is not Super Bowl bound, right? We know that. We're looking for progress, but you got to address the elephant in the room. There's nobody in this NFC West that is running away with the division. The Cardinals need to jump on an opportunity. And yes, Dennis Gardeck going down is a massive blow. I love the player. I love the person. I think he's a fantastic human being, and it's terrible. It's terrible that he has a torn ACL, but it's one of those things that we got to start talking about what's the next move, right? We got to start talking about what's the next move. It's such a fast business, and some might say ugly business, right? Because of how, fast teams could kind of move on. And I'm not trying to say, oh, we need to move off of. No. Obviously, speedy recovery. We'll see you next year. You've done wonderful for us in the first 7 weeks of the season. But right now, we already know that the Cardinals are dealing with the pass rushers that we have. Now this just makes it even worse. Right now, this just makes it even worse. So, what can the Cardinals do? Right? We've already listed off some names in prior videos about the Cardinals potentially making a move. We heard Monty Ossenfort on 98.7 Arizona Sports about last week talking about the trade deadline and talking about, yes, if he feels like he can upgrade a position, we can potentially utilize that, right? Now, he didn't come out and say we're going to. He didn't say. He just said that that's a venue for a team to make themselves better. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. We need to be better on the defensive line. White flag. Here we go. We need some help, Monty. We need some help. We need some serious help. We got a lot of defensive linemen right now on IR. The Cardinals need some help. Now, Darius Robinson, there might be some optimism that he's coming back here, hopefully within the next week. Now, I know the 21-day window is going to be closing up here pretty soon. If the Cardinals do not choose to activate him within the 21 days, he stays on IR for the rest of the season. With what we've been hearing is that Darius Robinson seems to be trending in the right direction. Very unfortunate that last week he actually ended up losing his mother. So I think that's just kind of one of those things where the Cardinals decided to say, hey, obviously take some time, right? We're here for you. Very, very important. I can't even imagine how it would feel to lose a mom. So I think the Cardinals are just backing their player and hopefully giving him another week. But I do think that he will be available this coming week. Hopefully, fingers crossed, or at least I'm blindly optimistic, right? Who are we talking about in terms of edge rushers, ladies and gentlemen? That's the big question out there. Who are we talking about in terms of edge rushers? Now, we have a couple names already in the chat. Myles Garrett. Okay. That's a name. Yeah, absolutely. That's a name we would love to see. We know where the Browns stand right now. They're not a good team. They're really, really not. So far with what we've seen from Myles Garrett, 4 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, an absolute game changer, a game wrecker in Myles Garrett. Now, Myles Garrett is going to be very expensive if the Cardinals decided to do something like that. Now, I'm not saying we're broke. I'm not saying we don't have money to spend, but I'm not sure if we have Myles Garrett money. But like I said, if the Cardinals wanted to do something, they can make a move if they wanted to, right? So Myles Garrett is a name getting thrown out there. Max Crosby is a name getting thrown out there because let's call it like it is. The same thing that we're talking about Myles Garrett with the Browns, we're talking about with the Raiders as well, where the Raiders don't seem like they're really going very far or, going to amount to very much this year. So there's also Max Crosby as a possibility. We talked about Azeez Ojulari as well, which is BJ Ojulari's brother, playing in New York. The Giants, he might be a possibility for the Cardinals to kind of go after as well. I think there is possibilities for the Cardinals to obviously upgrade this position. And I've mentioned this in a couple different videos, including what we talked about last night. And I know we probably shouldn't have gone live on a post-game show, but I couldn't sleep, ladies and gentlemen. I needed to talk about this game just a little bit more. So I appreciate everybody for showing up here on the post-game show. I know it was very, very late, but what I mentioned yesterday was the fact that the Arizona Cardinals right now, we know we're not Super Bowl bound, right? We know that. Like, if some people feel like we are, then okay, I apologize I disagree with you. But what I'm saying is that we don't have to just think of 2024, right? If you trade for a pass rusher, like for example, Myles Garrett, a Max Crosby, or maybe an Azeez Ojulari, obviously depending on the contracts that they have, we might be dealing with the contract, or so the Cardinals having their, edge rusher for the next 2 or 3 years, right? So let's put this in perspective. Let's say the Cardinals do choose to go after a player like a Myles Garrett, Max Crosby, Azeez Ojulari, or anybody else, right? If it works out for the Cardinals, then we have our X factor edge rusher. We got Darius Robinson coming back. We got BJ Ojulari coming back next year, fully healthy. Our defensive line automatically gets better, right? And then we're going to bring Justin Jones back in. Bilal Nichols is going to be coming back. So we're going to have these pieces that unfortunately went down in the 2024 season when some Cardinals fans feel like we're an edge rusher away. And I mean an X factor, right? An X factor edge rusher like a Myles Garrett and potentially Max Crosby. Because yes, you can go after somebody, but with what we've seen the Cardinals do so far, they almost kind of seem like they love to favor the guys that are on people's practice squads, the guys that might not have made a 53-man roster. So I hope that changes because look at the division. The division is wide open, ladies and gentlemen. The division is absolutely wide open right now. We are sitting at the number 2 spot at 3-4. Well, the Seattle Seahawks are 4-3. This might be a real opportunity here. This might be a real opportunity for the Cardinals to, obviously, they need to stack up wins. That's the most important thing. But this might be a real opportunity for us to potentially, and I mean potentially, get a division win? And you're telling me that we need to get an edge rusher because we got $20 million in cap and this might be attainable? Hey, Monty, wake up. Start making some calls. I think it's about that time. The Cardinals prove that we can win. We're 3-4. It obviously the start to our season wasn't favorable, right? Obviously, we lose to the Commanders. I never thought that they were going to be as good as they are. Kudos to them. The Green Bay Packers, we got absolutely demolished by. But let's call it like it is. We stood toe-to-toe with the Bills. We stood toe-to-toe with the Lions. Now, maybe those guys weren't, fully going, but it is what it is, right? The Cardinals stood toe-and-toe with 2 potential playoff teams. We got absolutely wiped from other 2 games, and then we got 3 wins. So looking at what so far 2024 has happened, we got to give something over to this offense. We got to, because right now we're playing where our offense was supposed to be the bright spot, and we've talked about this before. The inconsistencies are starting to rear their ugly head, right? Now, yesterday's game, we didn't need to depend on the pass game very much, thankfully, right? We didn't need to depend on the pass game, thankfully. But if we're playing a team like Miami, you better bet your bottom dollar they're going to put points up on the board. The Cardinals need to figure out this whole wide receiver situation, why we're not able to get these guys involved. They need to figure that out. But if we can somehow get help on the defensive line, that's on cherry on the top of the ice cream, ladies and gentlemen. I feel like Monty needs to start making some calls right now. I know he favors draft picks. I'm fully aware of that. But, I mean, why not? The division might be as wide open as we possibly could ever see it, right? We're seeing injuries in the 49ers. We're seeing a lot of injuries in the 49ers. And that's not to obviously make I'm never one to make fun of injuries or anything like that, but you got to take advantage of the situation that's presented to you, right? Do y'all believe in the Seattle Seahawks? Do you guys think the Seattle Seahawks are going to win the division? I personally don't. Did you hear there's a rumor out there about the Rams potentially being sellers? I mean, those rumors are going to continue happening as long as, the trade deadline is over. Those rumors will continue happening. I saw a rumor out there saying that the Vikings might be interested in Stafford and they're having conversations. And then I saw another rumor out there saying there's been multiple calls about, Cooper Kupp. So can the Rams be sellers? I don't know, right? But this is a chance. This is a chance right here for the Arizona Cardinals to show that they're supporting their franchise quarterback, their offense, and their defense for getting them a little bit more help. I think they should do something. And I know you can easily say the Cardinals aren't one player away. Here's the thing. Think about it. What's the history of the Cardinals? We're never one player away, ladies and gentlemen. We're never one player away. Take advantage of the situation that's presented to you right now. The Cardinals are sitting at 2-0 in the division, and we're 3-4 with the Miami Dolphins coming up. And if Tua is rusty, we're looking good, right? I'm sorry. If Tua is rusty and the Arizona Cardinals offense figures it out, then we're looking good. Now, we do have other games outside that Miami game, right? We got the Bears, we got the Jets, and I forgot the other one here. Oh, the Seahawks. Hey, we could be in this. We can be in this. So, Monty, please start making some calls. We got to start making some calls here, ladies and gentlemen. The defense showed up very, very well for us last week. And boy, did they. They showed up very, very well for us last week. Did I say last week? Yesterday. I'm talking like it's been like 3-4 days ago. No, yesterday. The defense showed up for us yesterday. They held that Chargers team to field goal. Fortunately, our offense was able to score 2 touchdowns and then a field goal, and that was enough to beat them. Fortunately, right? For us. But now, this division is open, ladies and gentlemen. This division is open. What say you, chat? What say you? Do you want the Arizona Cardinals to go after a potential X factor in the edge? What say you? We got my guy Dario in the chat says, I don't think Monty had any plans to make playoffs. Sadly, I think there's a better chance they sell before the deadline. Really? Well, here's the thing. We might not have thought that we were going to hit the playoffs, right? I don't think any Cardinals fans, there's some Cardinals. I can't speak for all of them, right? But there's some Cardinals fans that think playoffs was attainable, right? If you win the division, you're in the playoffs, right? Regardless if you're a first-round exit or not, you're in the playoffs, right? If you win the division, you can be an 8-win team, a 9-win team, a 7-win team. If that's enough wins to get you the division, guess what? You're in the playoffs. So I see where you're coming from, for sure. 110%. I don't think this front office thought that we could potentially sniff it either. But what is presented ourselves right now, being 2-0 in the division and 3-4, sitting at a second spot in the NFC West, you might have some sort of, I don't know, at least swinging. That's all I want to see. I just want to see it swing. Do something. We already were struggling with the edge rushing core, right? But we heard JG. Yes, he has all the confidence in the world in the players that we got. But I think JG would be singing a different tune if he's got Max Crosby on his defensive line, right? Or Myles Garrett on his defensive line. We got to bring in somebody that helps out this defense, that causes pressure, not only causing pressure, but also bringing that quarterback down on the opposing side. I think the Cardinals should. I think the Cardinals at least needs to pick up the phone and make a call. I get he values it. I get he values draft picks. And I'm talking about Monty Ossenfort. I get he values it. But what's presented to us right now, ladies and gentlemen, we're heading into week 8 and we're 3-4. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. And that's with an offense that's supposed to be the highlight, and they're not pulling their weight in a consistent basis, right? That's with an offense that just needs to click, that needs to find a solution in terms of what is going on with this Arizona Cardinal team, right? So why not pull the trigger? Why not? Let's say they win against Seattle. Let's say they beat the Jets. Let's say they beat the Bears. If we lose to the Miami Dolphins, guess what? We're back at 500 if we take care of business. If we win 3 out of the next 4, we're over 500. That's what I'm trying to present here, right? Very unfortunate news for the people that are just chiming in. If you guys do not know what we're talking about, report came out here from Mike Garafolo of the NFL Network saying that Dennis Gardeck tore his ACL last night. Sources say tough loss for Arizona as a 7th-year veteran had 3 sacks, an interception, and a forced fumble in 7 games this season. So this is what we're all talking about right now, right here. We've heard multiple people, even outside this Cardinals organization, when people are talking about the Arizona Cardinals outside, they know what our biggest issue is. They know it. They know what our biggest weakness is, and that is the pass rushing core. You just lost arguably the next best pass rusher you have on this team. And we're left with who? Zaven? I mean, I like him as a person. I think he's a great human being. So far, 1 sack, right? Julian Aquara might get a lot more reps. Xavier Thomas, Victor Dimukeje. Like, we got to do something. Or to me, we're just waving the white flag. And I'm not okay with that, especially because we won. The Cardinals showed that we can win, right? I know it was ugly. I know it wasn't pretty. I know we still have issues with our offense. I get it. But the bottom line is it's still a W, right? It's still a W in the win column. That's how you do a W, apparently. It's still a W. We're 3-4. We're second in the division right now. We got 2 blowout games. 2 blowout games this year so far. Packers and the Commanders. Wipe those games away. Obviously, don't wipe them. You need to learn from them. But wipe those games away. We stood toe-to-toe with the Lions. We stood toe-to-toe with the Bills. We beat the 49ers. We just beat the Chargers. And we beat the Rams. Pick up the phone, Monty. Pick up the phone, Monty. This might be the best chance you have in a very long time. And guess what, Cardinals fans, for the people out there that are saying, we're not 1 player away. Ladies and gentlemen, we've been back-to-back 4-win seasons. Back-to-back 4-win seasons. And guess what? We have a light at the end of the tunnel saying that this probably won't be a 4-win season. Hallelujah. Why not do something? Why not excite this fan base and give a level of hope, a level of juice to say this front office believes in this team, right? Do something. Call. Make a call. Do something. It's like that meme. That guy poking, right? That guy poking something with the stick. Come on, do something. Right now, I'm looking at Monty. Right now, I'm looking at this front office and saying, okay, the Cardinals showed that you can win. We're not a 2-5 team. We're a 3-4 team. But not just that. The most important part is not that we're 3-4. Sorry, I said 3-5. 3-4, I meant. The important part is not that we're 3-4. The important part is that we're second in the division with the Seattle Seahawks at 4-3. Guess what? That's 1 win away. Sorry, I can't speak. Guess what? That's 1 win away. And we got 2 more games with Seattle. Come on. Let's wake up. Let's wake up. Let's do something. Very unfortunate news for Dennis Gardeck. Obviously, speedy recovery. I'm just not convinced in the depth that we have. I know JG will say, and he'll take it to his grave, saying that they are not going to, like, he likes the idea of obviously coaching up the players that he has, right? He said it multiple times. He's got confidence in the players that we got in this locker room. They're good locker room players. But sometimes talent outlasts that heart. One thing you could say, we got the heart, but we need some talent. Give me some talent on the defensive line. Monty, wake up. It's time. It's time. All right. So obviously, I didn't want to have this portion of the stream to talk about the unfortunate news of the breaking news. I really wanted to celebrate and obviously talk about how fantastic this you know situation that we're finding ourselves in with the Arizona Cardinals. But now it's time. Let's go ahead and turn the page, and let's go ahead and talk about, obviously, happy Victory Tuesday, right? Happy Victory Tuesday. For what it's, I know the situation is not great, right? But we do want to open up the phone lines. We do want to open the phone. So the people out there that do want to chime in and obviously come on here and give us the way that you feel about the Arizona Cardinals, here's your time to do so. We're going to be opening up the phone lines probably within the next 10, 15 minutes. We're going to open up the phone lines and obviously celebrate, bring you guys on here, and then we're going to have a great conversation. If you guys have any issues or worries about the Arizona Cardinals, then we can discuss it here when we do decide to open up the phone line. So 10 minutes, 15 minutes, we'll be opening up these bad boys here pretty soon. So let's celebrate Victory Tuesday, shall we? Let's celebrate Victory Tuesday. Now, don't mind this graphic. We're getting this graphic updated right now as we speak. How are you guys feeling about the Arizona Cardinals? How are you guys feeling about the Arizona Cardinals right now? Talking to you guys, talking to you, chat. How are you feeling about the Arizona Cardinals right now? There is a level of excitement in the air. Has your mind changed? Has your mind changed about the Cardinals? I mean, wins kind of cure all. Wins kind of cure all here, ladies and gentlemen. This is a great step for this organization. A great step for this organization. But what are your thoughts? Like, seriously, overall thoughts. Are you happy? Are you not happy? Are you scared? Are you worried? Are you not happy about the wide receiving core? What is it? Well, how are you all feeling? We got Billy in the chat saying 7 straight wins incoming. That's the positivity. That's the positivity we like to hear. Gregory in the chat says not great. Marv looks depressed out there. That he does. That he does. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know if you guys watched the most recent video that I ended up posting out there about, obviously, Marvin Harrison Jr. and Kyler Murray just don't seem like they're working, right? Like what we were sold doesn't seem like it's working right now. Now, can it get fixed? Of course it can, right? It can get fixed. Absolutely, it can get fixed. But heading into week 8, and we're still asking the same questions over and over and over again. Why can't we get these wide receivers consistently involved in this game, right? Is it Kyler? Is it offensive line? Is it Drew? Is it Marvin? Is it, your grandma, your cousin? To me, I've said this once and I'll say it again. To me, I don't care who's at fault. What's more important to me is that they get this resolved, right? So for the people out there that are a little worried still, let's celebrate. Victory Tuesday. Great win, but you're right. There's still a level of concern. We got my guy in the chat, Matt, saying, defense did great. Offense is 50-50. That's fair. Brandon says, 1 touchdown. I mean, Martine in the chat says, or Martin says, we could win the West. That we can. Believe it or not, that we can. But here's the thing, like, I think this is such a obviously good topic right now because although we're all excited, I think there's still a level of concern within this fan base, which a couple different things, right? I think what we need to see is this Cardinals team be consistent, right? We've seen the Cardinals do really, really well in one game, and that's the Rams. Like, we looked dominant in the Rams game, and I mean dominant in the Rams game. And then we've been seeing a lot of inconsistencies from there, right? Our defense, on the other hand, has proved that they can. I was wrong. That they can win you games. I was wrong. This defense proved that they can win you games. They were a bend but did not break type of defense, and that's what the Cardinals offense needed. why we're struggling so far right now. Big question mark to me, right? But I'm not getting paid millions of dollars to figure it out. I'm just here to celebrate the wins and talk about the losses. That's what I'm here for. But yes, there is a level of concern. I want to see this Arizona Cardinals team stack wins. That's what I'm looking for. Now, it's not ideal that Tua Tagovailoa decided to come back in week 8. He saw the Cardinals and he was like, I'm coming back on this one. Very unfortunate. But hey, that's not ours, right? That's not something that we should worry about. They're the next team on our schedule. You got to take care of business. If they beat the Miami Dolphins, then man, oh man, oh man, we're talking about a level of juice that we haven't seen in a very long time, and I mean years, for a Cardinals organization. So I think it's fair. I think it's absolutely fair to feel a little hesitant. I think it's fair to be a little hesitant. I want to see back-to-back wins. I want to see wins being stacked. That's a fact. Now, I'm seeing people in the chat talk about Petzing. How are y'all feeling about Drew Petzing? Chat. You can say okay. You can say fire. You can even do a shrugging emoji for all I care. What do you guys feel about Drew Petzing right now? Are you sold on him? Because this is year 2, right? Obviously, not a full year 2. We haven't seen fully year 2 of Drew Petzing, but year and a half? No, not even a half, but we've seen a good sample size of what Drew Petzing can do, right? Now, unfortunately, we only saw an 8-game sample size with Kyler and Drew Petzing last year, but then we now see 7 games, right? So we've seen 15 games, right? If I can math correctly on live. 15 game sample size with Kyler and Drew. What are your guys' thoughts on Drew Petzing right now? Got some shrugging emojis. Love to see it. Jude says fire him. Michael says not good enough. We got a couple fires in the chat. Jaden, Noah. Noah says he's terrible. Okay. We got my guy Martine in the chat, says he's not getting Marvin the ball. Okay. My question to you, I guess, what's the alternative, right? Like, are you saying fire him now, or are you saying fire him at the end of the season, right? Because, there's pros and cons to both, right? Like, if you really feel like Drew Petzing is the big problem here, if you fire him now and maybe get like Spencer Whipple, right, to potentially get elevated, right? That might be a situation where Cardinals fans can get excited again because somebody else is calling the plays, or, it would still be the same playbook, but, it would be more designed to, obviously run is important, but it almost kind of seems like it's run, or run or bust, because these wide receivers just aren't getting involved into the nature that I would love to see them get involved, right? And this is not just Marvin Harrison Jr. I want to be very, very clear. This is not just, Marvin Harrison Jr. needs to get involved. Wham, right? No, that's not what this is. It's the entire wide receiving core, right? Greg Dortch, Michael Wilson, they need to get involved as well in its offense. And it does seem like run heavy. And it does seem like run heavy is a big, big emphasis on this offense, right? I'm aware run heavy is a thing. I'm aware. But we also do got to get these wide receivers open, right? We got to get these wide receivers the ball as well. So, yeah, I mean, there is a level of concern, right? Now, if the Cardinals fire him and they get Spencer Whipple to take over, what if it doesn't work out, right? What if we're still dealing with the same issues, right? Then where do we put the figure out then, right? I don't think the Cardinals will fire offensive coordinator Drew Petzing midseason. I don't think they will. Unless it gets really, really bad. And I mean really, really bad. I don't think they will. Maybe offseason if this continues, potentially. Because it is concerning. It is. It's concerning as to why the Cardinals can't figure it out. But we've heard Drew Petzing multiple times come out whenever he's addressing this, saying that it's a multiple different things, right? Drew Petzing says obviously his play calling is a factor. Execution, he's also mentioned. What's execution mean? Execution means the players on the field, right? So it's one of those things that I don't know. I'm curious to figure out where this coaching staff truly feels like the problem is. And I'm curious to figure out what Kyler Murray feels like the problem is. Because right now they're building a culture to where it's tight lips right now. It's tight lips. And that's fine, right? It's okay. It's a good culture to build. But as long as you win and the problems get resolved, then we're not really dealing with the situation that we're constantly having the same conversation over and over and over and over again. But here we are, right? Victory Tuesday, definitely something to be excited about. We got my guy Michael in the chat says, I don't believe they know, Mike. That's real. You might be right. You might be right. You might be right. That's the scary and sad part. And that's the thing, too. The Cardinals have gotten a lot of head coaches that are new to the position, right? And here's the thing. I'm not breaking news. I'm not saying things like, oh, that's not the way to go, because we've seen it be very, very effective, right? We've seen Kevin O'Connell, first-year head coach, done wonders. Sean McVay, his first head coaching job, wonders, right? We've seen it happen in the NFL where people get a chance and they do really well. Now, I'm not saying Jonathan Gannon is not doing well, right? But we do love to give opportunities and kind of bring in the players that coaches that we feel confident with, right? Jonathan Gannon, so far, I don't hate him. I like him. I think he's a good head coach. I like the way he speaks. I think he's articulate. I think he's building a good culture here. Physical, violence, fire in the gut. Love the quotes. But he did bring in Petzing because he believes in him, right? He did bring in Nick Rallis because he believes in him, right? We're talking about two young, some might say, not established coordinators. Some might say. But, I mean, in order for you to become a coordinator or be a great coordinator, you got to get an opportunity somewhere, right? And Jonathan Gannon gave them opportunities. So far, we're seeing a lot of inconsistencies with his offense. Pretty frustrating. It is. It's frustrating. So although Victory Tuesday is a thing, right? I label the title of this Somber Victory Tuesday because I think it's very important to obviously recognize the elephant in the room, and then that's that Dennis Gardeck is most likely done for the season with a torn ACL. And now the Cardinals need to look at themselves in the mirror and say, okay, well, what do we do now, right? Are we going after a Myles Garrett, which seems to be available, at least per rumors? Are we going after a Max Crosby, which seems to be available per rumors, right? Are the Cardinals going to do something? That's the big question. Big question out there. We got my guy in the chat saying Petzing looks like a casual fan calling plays as an OC. That's funny. That's funny. I mean, here's the thing, right? Like, it's hard for me, especially when you look at film, right? Because when you're looking at the all-22 film, you're looking at it in the perspective of what your eyes see, right? Here's the thing, and here's the problem. Everybody's got eyes, right? Everybody's got eyes, and everybody's got different opinions, right? So, although you might think that might be enough for this person to do that, you might have not seen this little portion that affected the play, right? So, right now it's such a weird situation that the Cardinals are in right now, especially offensively. That's supposed to be the bright spot. The offense, and they have not lived up to their potential. I still do think Michael Wilson is better than any wide receiver that they have in the Chargers. Truly, I feel like that, right? Now, Palmer made a really, really crazy catch. McConkey, he's still young. I think Michael Wilson is good. I really do. He can be a wide receiver number 2. Or even, heck, a solid wide receiver number 3 in any other roster. He's solid. He's a solid player. Marvin Harrison Jr., we know what we have in him. Or I guess we don't technically, but we know what he was in college. We're all hoping that he translates. And then Greg Dortch, dog, right? biggest mystery right now is that why is this Arizona Cardinal offense not getting going? I mean, your guess is as good as mine, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think we're a Super Bowl team, no, but I do think the Arizona Cardinals can potentially, if we make some moves in the trade deadline, can fight for the division. Because heck, we're in number 2 spot right now. Do you know that we got the Patriots and the Panthers in the later part of the season before we got 2 more division matchups to end our season up? Those two at the end of the season, and I believe it's the Rams and the 49ers, if I can remember correctly. I feel like those 2 games are going to be very, very important for the division. I feel like they can. All right. Let's do this. Let's open up the phone lines. If this is your first time here, if you're watching this on X or Twitter and you want to jump on, only way you can do it is if you go onto the YouTube side. And guess what? You got to subscribe. If you don't subscribe, no worries. Sit back, watch, and enjoy the show. This is the portion that we allow fans to come on in and let us know how they feel about the 2024 Arizona Cardinals. The link has been posted here on the YouTube chat. Do me a huge favor, chat. Right now, we got over 100 people here on YouTube. We got 38 likes. Smack up the like button. Come on, y'all. Smack up the like button. Do it for the algorithm. Let's see if we can hit 50, 60 likes. Smack it up if you guys haven't done so already. Definitely do so now. We're going to open up the phone lines. We already got a few people chiming in and coming through already. Let's go and start off the phone lines here with my guy, 23K5. You are live on the AZ Sports Fan on YouTube. Talk to me, buddy. How are you feeling about the Arizona Cardinals?
This was a where win. Where win. We lost Dennis Gardeck. This is a heartbreak.
Yeah.
It's worse. I think it's worse than BJ Ojolari, which I thought BJ Ojolari was gonna be a great guy for us.
Yeah.
But the bad news is for us, I saw Marvin Harrison Jr. look unhappy after the game was over. Unhappy.
Yeah.
So that tells me he might request a trade, or he might see frustration. So because you see some guy, Devontae Adams, he was unhappy on Sunday night because he hasn't gotten the ball because Aaron Rodgers hasn't gotten the ball. So Marvin Harrison Jr. is similar to that.
Yeah.
So you tell me, if do you really think is Drew Petzing really not giving the ball to Marvin Harrison Jr. or Kyle Murray is the problem?
You want me to get canceled? That's what you want, huh?
Well, because I see some Arizona Cardinal fans that are saying that was Drew Petzing. He's not using Marvin Harrison Jr. because he was wide open. I'm like, no, it's Kyler Murray is the reason because he's not he's executing the plays for Drew Petzing. That's the thing. So Kyler Murray, his read sucks. He needs to get better with his read when he's getting pressured. So because you see guys like Josh Allen, see Lamar Jackson, you see Patrick Mahomes, they do better with reading when they're getting blitzed. But Kyler Murray's not. So, we really need to address it. And I hope we get Myles Garrett. I hope we get Myles Garrett. If we don't get Myles Garrett, we're not winning. We're not winning. We're not trading for an edge rusher. We're not winning. We're not winning.
All right. Appreciate it, brother, man. Thank you so much for the call. Later, dude. Let's keep it going here. I got my guy, Robert. Robert, you are live on the AZ Sports Fan on YouTube. Talk to me, Robert. How are you feeling about the Arizona Cardinals? Can you hear me, Robert? Okay. Let's go on to the next. Let's go with Joanne. I believe that's how you pronounce it. Joanne, you are live on the AZ Sports Fan on YouTube. How are you feeling about the Arizona Cardinals, Joanne?
In South Africa, the game was like I wake up at 5 and I really feel good about the team. But as you said about the offense, we need to fix or iron out those problems. But I believe in the coaching system, And if if I can compare last year's performance offensively again and this one, we both struggled, but the second half we did a lot better. So I'm you might disagree, but I think we are on the right track.
Okay, perfect. South Africa. That's awesome. That's amazing. What time is it over there?
It is 10 minutes to 8 to 10, sorry.
Oh, okay. Not bad. All right. Well, appreciate you, man. Thanks for coming on. Appreciate it. Later.
See you again.
All right. That's amazing. That's cool. Let me get to Jonathan real quick with the super chat. Appreciate you, man. He says, I don't see the look to come on with you. Oh, the link. You don't see the link? Let me see here. Here you go. Posting the link again. Jonathan, there it is. Come on through if you have any time. The link's been posted right there. I think that's what you're trying to say. You don't see the link. All right, let's get Cards Fan. Cards Fan, you are live on the Easy Sports Fan here on YouTube. And then Ivan, you're going to be next as long as you stay there. All right, let's see. Ivan. I'm sorry, not Ivan. Cards Fan, are you there? No. Okay. Keep it going. If you guys didn't, come on. Try to click on it again. All right, Ivan, you are live on the AC Sports Fan on YouTube. Talk to me. How are you feeling, Ivan? I think you might be muted, Ivan. I'm seeing a graphic here that you're muted. Okay. Let's bring in Jonathan. Okay, let's bring in Jonathan. That didn't work out. All right, Jonathan, come through for me, guys.
What's up, buddy?
How you doing, man?
What's going on? Doing good yourself?
Good. Can't complain, man. How you feeling?
Good, man. It was a hell of a game. I was there in person, but you know what? I agree. We need to get the wide receivers involved more. But Marvin Harrison had a couple of drops, man. A couple of easy catches that he should have caught that I've seen him catch in college, and he didn't do them here. But I know me and you have talked about uh, the team needing to change its culture and everything. But I gotta tell you, man, the fans, at least in my section, I was at the game yesterday, and like I sent you a message on Instagram, and I sent you a video of the people that were there. Hardly any jerseys. Nobody seems to care. Everybody
Really?
was just kind of. It's kind of like a status symbol to be there. And then when I was sitting during the game, me and my son were there, and we were just listening. Everything around us, everything but football. People were talking about business deals, their daughter's school recital, and like nobody was paying attention to the game. And I'm like, why are you guys here, man? So there's no there's no the people that should be putting pressure, all these club level people who have the means to put pressure on the team. They don't care. They're just like, we go to the game on Sunday and blah blah blah. So until us as a fan base put that kind of pressure on the team, I don't think they're gonna go for a good edge rusher or anything like that. They're just gonna be like, hey, the team's content with the fans are content with us just having a team here. So it's kind of hard, man. But I'm glad we pulled off the win. I believe we're number 2 in the
Division?
in our division now,
Yep.
and I think we're gonna beat Seattle when we play them, dude. So hopefully, we keep going and we'll be number 1 in the thing. But James Conner is a beast, man.
Oh, yeah.
That guy took off yesterday, but I think we're kind of on the right track. But my son he played university football and he got hurt. He had to stop, but he was telling me, man, Dad, Drew Petzing
Not
is
it.
making all the tush push, dude, back to back.
That was wild, yeah.
You didn't get it the first time. Why go for it the second time? And first of all, why did you do 3rd and 1? Give it to Connor, man. That guy's been going for that. Him not getting the ball yesterday for that 3rd and 1, I compared it to the Seahawks going for a pass on the 1-yard line instead of giving it to Marshawn.
To Marshawn.
Yeah,
that's fair.
That's kind of what I saw that and I was like, really? I get it. Get Tune involved. It didn't work the first time. You're going for it. Cool. Now give it to Connor. Nope.
Yeah.
Give it to Tune again.
Right.
I'm like, dude. I think Drew Petzing has some good intentions, but I don't think he's there yet, man. Maybe we need to make a change,
Okay.
and who knows what that entails. But yeah, I definitely think we need to get Marvin involved more. I mean, he went off on the Rams, and he's been, but I could tell too when it's not going to him or not, he doesn't put in the same effort.
Yeah.
He's a rookie; he doesn't get it yet, but I think we definitely need to get them more involved because Kyler has a great arm, but that little sucker can run too, man. Yesterday
Oh
when he
yeah.
took off, oh man, that you should have. If the stadium went crazy, it was insane, man. It was insane. But I think we're kind of on the right track, but we definitely need to make some changes to get us completely on the right track. And you know what, I gotta tell you, a lot of you keep saying I don't think they're a Super Bowl team. They're not a Super Bowl team. Nobody thought the 2008 Cardinals were a Super Bowl team either.
It's fair.
As soon as we made it to as soon as we made it to the playoffs, playoffs is a completely different game.
True.
And all you got to do is win 4 games. That's it. You win one, and then you got to win another, and you can make it. So as long as we can make it to playoffs, any given Sunday, man.
All right, perfect.
So
Appreciate you, Jonathan. I'm gonna let you go, buddy.
do you remember? Do you remember when? All right, sounds good, man. I'll talk to you later.
Later,
Thanks
in
for
peace.
having me on.
Great conversation. I just got a lot of people here on the chat here that want to come on through as well. Let me get to Ivan. Let's see if Ivan works out again. Ivan, hopefully, there you go. I think I see you. All right, you're live on the AC Sports Fan here on YouTube. What's up, buddy, man? How you doing?
Hey, good to see you. Hey, first of all, great play-by-play last night. Really appreciated that and being a part of the community. Yeah, that was great.
Absolutely.
Gritty win, much like the 49ers game. It took Kyler's feet and legs to get it done, as we saw again with the 49er game. But overall, great team performance and love what the defense did. The one negative I will have, besides something that's uncontrollable with Dennis Gardeck, is it's probably already been mentioned, but Marvin Harrison Jr.
Mm-hmm.
So the national media caught wind of it yesterday, and they saw it with their own eyes how he becomes disengaged at times. He'll make no effort on some plays where he's not a part of. He checks himself out every time he gets hit. It seems like that was a questionable, unsportsmanlike penalty towards the end of the game on our last drive there. It helped us win the game. I'm not going to complain too much, but Marvin Harrison should have caught that ball. So I kind of put the onus on him to kind of step it up a little bit, but where he's week 7, he's 7 weeks into his NFL career, he should be the hungriest person on that field, and we're not seeing it. And so, he's checking himself out, almost like George Pickens was doing a few weeks ago, kind of being all pouty, not giving 100% effort, looking like he's disengaged, wanting the ball more. Well, you kind of got to earn it yourself too. I know we crowned you wide receiver 1 as soon as you got here, but you're following in some pretty big footsteps of what wide receiver 1 is in Arizona. From DeAndre Hopkins, Larry Fitzgerald, Anquan Bolden, like those guys were dogs. And if we're not going to get that from you, then this is going to be a long road for you, because the road's been paved for him to just come in, work hard, be the best he can be. But as soon as he starts looking like he's disengaging, and now the national media sees it, we're going to look at a whole different story, and it's going to balloon into something that could potentially be bad. So those are my big takeaways. And again, appreciate the play-by-play last night and everything coming up, and look forward to another win this weekend.
Let's go. Appreciate you, Ivan, man. Thanks, man. All right, let's keep it going. I think we got a couple more people to try to bring on. If you're not able to get on, we're most likely going to keep doing this. So FYI, appreciate you guys for being here, by the way. And yes, definitely. The national media definitely pointed out the fact that, because, he does jog a little bit sometimes. But they also did mention the fact that, like, Kyler Murray wasn't throwing the ball to him either. So, like, it's like two sides of the coin. Like, I am 100% in agreement with, like, you do got to earn your stripes, right, in the NFL, 100%. But, like, man, I just need all of them to get together. Have a powwow with each other. Kyler, Marvin, put them in the locker, put them in the room together, put the film on, and get them on the same page. Drew Petzing, throw him in there too, and let's see if we can get this figured out. All right, let's go with Cards Fan. Cards Fan, you were live on the Easy Sports Fan here on YouTube. Talk to me. How are you feeling about the Arizona Cardinals?
Hey, Mike, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. What's up, buddy?
Okay, cool. I'm feeling okay about the Arizona Cardinals. I think we saw a lot of good things yesterday, especially on that defensive end. I feel like our young players are developing. Garrett Williams, he's a dog. Mac Melton, he needs more time. He needs more reps, like you said. But I think we see the potential. I mean, that offensive side, I think it looks very iffy
Yeah.
to say the least. But I mean, I think we need the reps. I think we need more reps, especially with Drew Petzing. I mean, I feel like he's not really getting Marv involved, and I mean, he's a young offensive coordinator, right? I mean, this is his first gig as an offensive coordinator, and I feel he's just very inexperienced very inexperienced. Yeah.
Fair. No, that's fair. What are your thoughts on Miami? Obviously, I don't know if you heard, but Tua might be trending in that direction. What do you feel about the Cardinals' chances against Miami?
I mean, it's very hard to tell. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, we're one team one week, and we're a completely different team
Facts. Yeah, true.
the next week.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think hopefully we have Darius Robinson back. So hopefully we get some pressure on Tua. We contain Tyreek Hill, because I mean, we can't really stop him. We just gotta take away the deep ball, take away the middle, and just let it rip. As for the offensive side, I mean, get Marvin more involved. I mean, he's looking upset, and Kyler needs that safety, that safety blanket in Marvin, because I mean, it's not, that passing game is not looking pretty. So
Yeah.
we need to get more creative in getting Marvin, Trey McBride, Connor, because I mean, it's too predictable right now. It's way too predictable at the moment.
That's fair. It does seem like the Cardinals
sorry.
lock on. No, you're good. I agree with you. I think when it feels like when the Cardinals lock on one person, it's just them. Like it's the James Conner show and Trey McBride. It almost doesn't seem like the ball gets spread around very often. It's always like one or two people that we focus on, and those are the guys that are the guy for the game. Which I don't know. It could work out, but I don't know. Like it needs to get fixed. I agree.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, buddy. I'm gonna let you go, man. Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Oh, I think we got another Cards fan on here right now. Oh, actually, that wasn't. Never mind. Okay. So I think we're good. I think we got all the people that we possibly needed to get on. We're gonna close up the phones right here. So if you guys are trying to get on, it's officially closed. Thank you everybody for tuning in. I think there were a lot of great calls. Obviously, a lot of different opinions coming around. We got people saying it's on Kyler. We got people saying it's on Marvin. He's to earn his stripes. I think at the end of the day, we just need to get all three of these guys in the dang locker room, right? Including Drew Petzing. And they need to figure it out because you're right. I am seeing the same things here from Marvin Harrison Jr., right? But this is are we dealing with Marvin Harrison Jr. potentially being a diva? Maybe. But I mean, Kyler Murray was also dealing with that as well, right? So you would hope that Kyler Murray, as a veteran, can come up and say, hey, man, I was there, right? I understand you're frustrated. You're going to get the ball, right? Can we get a arm around him and then say that? Or maybe even if it's not coming from Kyler, maybe come from Drew Petzing. We're going to get you involved, right? Stay within the game plan, because it is obvious that when the Cardinals don't get him going, there's a level of frustration. And I don't know if you guys saw the most recent video that I posted here on the videos tab here on YouTube, but there was a specific clip where the options was either Trey McBride before the sticks or Marvin Harrison Jr. over the sticks, right? So it would be a first down if that was going to be a Marvin Harrison Jr. ball, if he caught it, right? If he caught it. But Kyler decided to go to Trey McBride. Actually, there's two plays. I'm not talking about the one where it was going to be a potential touchdown. I'm not talking about that one. I'm talking about a different play where Kyler Murray rolls out of the pocket, not the left, but the right side, and Trey McBride was the target. Gives it to him. I believe they convert a first down, but you see Marvin Harrison Jr. when Trey McBride's on the ground going like this, right? Oh, man, that's not good, man. It's not good. Stay the course, buddy. Stay the course. You're going to get the rock. Now, like I said before, we don't know. We're not privy. Is this Kyler Murray not throwing him the ball? We don't know. What I do see when I'm looking at the film is that, it doesn't seem like Marvin is the number one option to Kyler. It doesn't look like it. It's his first option is not Marvin, right? And I know we hear the same things over and over again where the ball should be going where it should be going, which works if we win. But that seems to be the biggest head scratcher right now for the Arizona Cardinals. And in terms of like, why can't we get these offensive weapons, wide receivers primarily, The Rock. So, yeah, I mean, a lot to dive into, right? A lot to dive into. Hopefully we get it fixed. That's all we can really hope for right now at this very moment. We're going to be closing up shop. Appreciate you guys for coming through. Happy Victory Tuesday to every one of you guys. Appreciate you guys for chiming in. Everybody here in the YouTube chat, do me a huge favor. Smack the like button on your way out. And for you X/Twitter people, shoot a follow if you want. All right. Let me go ahead and give a shout out here to the sponsors of the video. BetUS. If you're looking for a brand new sportsbook, BetUS is the way to go. Currently, right now, if you use promo code YouTube150, they will provide you with a 150% sign-up bonus on your first deposit and 125% sign-up bonus on the following two. Using promo code YouTube150 will get you that great offer. Now, that is going to be up to $2,000. Of course, bet within your means. And if you need help, there is a lot of different resources that you can use out there. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're closing up shop right now. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in as always. Have a great rest of your day. And as always, go Cardinals.